I post this video, it probably will be given away. So I had some issues with the state trooper car the other day. Had a starter issue and replaced it. So figured I'd vlog a 3-hour trip this morning. Make sure it does okay before we hop in it and drive it 3.5 hours, 3 hours each way to Ponies in the Smokies Friday morning. So if anybody's curious, when you haul a T56 Magnum in the back of a Fox coupe, it does rattle and make quite a bit of noise. So. But no car's a beater, so we don't sweat it too bad. So. I love my old trooper car. It's probably the best box body I've ever owned. I need to suck it up and get my roll cage put in it. See where the roll cage used to be. And that's the roll cage that's going to be in it. So get that thing done here soon and be in business. Yep. That's what the transmission does every turn. We'll see if it's tough or not by the time we get it on this 100-mile drive home, I guess. So. It was raining pretty good earlier. Now it's quit.
Continue on US 321 South for 9 miles.
Now we got to try to figure out if driver, good cold AC. Light bar cover's pretty daggone sexy. Sounds good for a stock 302. Muffled. Right there's what the 3-hour trip today was for. T56 Magnum. We got a bunch of fluid. I'd rather ride that car as anything we got. Alright. We gotta clean her up. We're riding the ponies and the smokers. We're gonna drive this thing up there. Be another 3-hour trip under its belt this week with the family. So, alright guys, I'll holler at you later. See y'all.